Well, last thing for me here on basketball as we enter, the SEC tournament later this week. I mean, maybe this is a simple, easy question to answer because Zakai Ziegler's out, but I mean, has anything changed like long term for you in terms of this team? I mean, this team is still capable of playing good enough defense and winning some games that's we probably count them out for right now, but also playing down to the level of the competition, not in and not out. Entering tournament play, has anything big changed for you in terms of what you would be surprised seeing on a given night from Tennessee?
I mean, I think their ceiling has gone, has been lowered tremendously without Zakai. I mean, I wouldn't have bet on them to make the Final Four, but it was in play if things go right for you in 4 games, and they can make the second weekend, but now it totally depends on your draw in that second game. To me, if they catch somebody that pulled off an upset in round 1, or just somebody that's a really good matchup for them, that's in that 5 to 6 seeding range, then I could see Tennessee, pulling it off and making it to the second weekend. But to me, you just have to be realistic, and losing a guy like Zakai in the next to last game of the regular season, that puts a damper on March.
Is Tennessee playing for seeding this weekend, or you think they're pretty locked in?
Hubbard, I don't know the answer to that question because of what we saw last year more than anything. I mean, Tennessee, to me, clearly, maybe they got help by beating Kentucky on Saturday a little bit in Tampa, but they certainly didn't get a big boost from winning the SEC. So, I don't. If you beat South Carolina and Missouri and lose to Alabama, does that? I mean, if they beat Bama on Saturday, I could see them, getting bumped up a notch. But if they just win that first one and end up splitting with Missouri, I doubt it really impacts them a lot. I just wonder, how the Zakai thing is going to be viewed by the committee, because I think they're justified to take it into account for certain. I mean, if you look at what Tennessee's been without him, or what it's a small sample size, but also don't think it's out of control to take that into account and think that Tennessee deserves to get knocked down a seed or two. We'll see.
That's a good point, because if Tennessee, now it didn't matter because Tennessee lost to South Carolina, Brent, but on that point, if Tennessee were to have beaten South Carolina and beaten Vanderbilt and been really very much in the playoff hunt with only 1 loss, but no Hendon Hooker, that's something the committee as well would look at, I feel like, and that's almost a similar situation to Zakai.
Yeah, the difference is you're talking about, Austin, you're talking about 4 teams versus 64 teams.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that weighs heavier when you're talking about a 4-team playoff in football, and is a much more highly contested debate than it is in this situation here. But because Tennessee was not battling for a number 1 seed, it's probably a popular debate if Tennessee and basketball were thought to be a number 1 seed, and then they lost to Zakai Ziegler. But sitting where they are right now, you're talking about going from a 3 to a 4, maybe something like that. It's a little bit different, but the committee's already shown in years past that they weigh injuries into account, and that's something. I mean, going all the way back to Kenyon Martin when he was at Cincinnati, it was the first one I can remember. But there have been others throughout the years that late injury affects somebody's seeding, and I think that's why you're curious to see if Tennessee's playing for a seed or are they not playing for seeding this weekend.
Hey, thanks so much for watching the video here at Volquest on YouTube, the leading source of University of Tennessee football, basketball, and recruiting. Be sure to check out our latest video right here and our latest live show right above it. All that at Volquest.com and Volquest on YouTube.